Well, I was at DeGraff Foreman,
Uh-huh.
and I got a phone call from this guy named Hahn, who was a producer at Disney.
I know who Don Hahn is.
And
Everybody knows who Don
I didn't
Hahn
know
is
now. Yeah,
at this point.
I didn't know who he was at the time. He'd been a production manager on with friends of mine on Roger Rabbit, and I get this phone call. He says, "Hey, we want to know if we could get an interview with you, in a couple of weeks to talk about a job over at Disney." And I was like, "Okay." I mean, I don't know anybody at Disney. I mean, I have no idea how they got my number, really. And so finally, had a meeting over at Disney Studio, and I remember at one point he was saying, "Well, we do this thing where we go over to the computer graphics guys and we say, 'Hey, can you do such and such?' And they're always like, 'Sure.' So we give them things." He started that sentence, and I finished it for him. I said, "We give them things, and you have no idea when you're getting it back, right?" And he was like, "Yeah." I said, "Well, I think I can fix that part." And I think that's why I got the job. And so you just break it down into like everything that has to happen. I mean, every little thing. And then you begin to get an idea. It's our standard answer. 2 weeks, right? So
Everything will take 2 weeks.
everything's 2 weeks. The weird part is that Disney, unbeknownst to me, had offered everyone in the department the job. And so I walk in first day, and there's this like wall of animosity that there's this guy from outside the company that's been hired to tell them what to do. So Aladdin, this guy gets on a horse, and he takes off across the desert chasing some type of spirit from the lamp, right, and following it into the desert to find the Cave of Wonders. So they wanted to make the desert CG. So I spent about 6 weeks building a desert and shaders and lighting and all that kind of stuff that would make it look like a desert at night. And got all that working. And then they decided that, we're not going to do that. So that's my contribution to Aladdin, pretty much.
Your contribution to Aladdin
which
never quite
never made it to
Aladdin.
off the cutting room floor, right? Yeah.